what's up everybody? And today we're doing something a bit different. We're on the Cove Farm map by Stevie. And in case you're wondering, that's not a logging map. Well, it's not sort of a logging map. There's a pretty big area of forestry on this, but I'm trying my hand at doing some farming. Thought I'd do something a bit different and change the pace and maybe even gain some new subscribers, who knows. And speaking of subscribers, if you're new to the channel, I am trying to get to 1,000 so YouTube can monetize my videos again. They changed the policy here a while back due to some pretty poor activity by some YouTubers who were trying to exploit some things. But anyway, they changed up their policy, and that's hurt, unfortunately, a lot of the smaller YouTube channels. So I'm trying to get to 1,000, so if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would certainly appreciate it. And here on this channel, mostly we do forestry. So if you're here for Pine Cove and you're looking back through my videos going, hey, where's all the farming? Well, it's not quite what I do here, but I am trying my hand at farming a bit and we'll see what happens. So in case you're a farming fan and you are watching along and you see me do something stupid, just realize that I'm not a farmer. I don't really know exactly all the time what's going on with that aspect of the game. I have a degree in forestry and was a forester for just a little while. I decided to go back to school and get a degree in something else, which worked out pretty good, but so I'm not a farmer by any means. But on this map, let's see, let me pull up the map. You can see we're in the top left corner up there near the sawmill. I've got a Ponzi scorpion and a Ponzi buffalo, and we're just doing some forestry to get some income while we're waiting on fields 5 and 2. In fact, let me pull that up. So we got fields 2, that's planted in wheat. And we got field 5 is also planted in wheat. And field number 18 over here, we own it, but it looks like it's planted in grass as best I can tell. Yeah, so it's grass. And what's unfortunate about this map is, as far as I can tell, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't find anywhere that has grass that you can cut right off the bat. And I'd like to make some silage and don't really want to wait because I've already bought some cows. So if anybody knows any areas on this map where I can cut some grass, let me know, right off the bat. Now I may have to wait a few days and let the grass grow, I don't know, but we'll see. But this map is pretty neat. It's basically this area down here in the bottom left kind of is Goldcrest Valley. It's got a lot of changes to it though. It's, whenever you take off up this way towards the Beck's Boards and Jeeb's Windrow or whatever up here, that's a bit different. These gray areas here, there's one here, and I think up here by the sawmill there's one, and there may be one other area too somewhere, but those are for placeable. So if I wanted to put like greenhouses or something like that, I can place a bunch of placeable buildings and stuff, and this is just nice flat areas, which is good for those sorts of things. Nice flat concrete area. And a lot of these fields that I don't own, you can see have been harvested already, so there's really no incentive to buy the field then harvest it because it's already been harvested. You won't really gain much. And you can see there fields 2 and 5 are already growing, so they're planted. They have been fertilized, so you can see there they're blue, so they've been fertilized. And then back to that. So that's real quick, that's the map without doing a huge review of everything. I do have a course play route set up to deliver the logs, so we'll go ahead and try to get that going. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. We were too close to the return route. No, still not right. This is the most frustrating part. I mean, there it goes. Okay. I don't know. I wish that was a bit different somehow. Maybe I just didn't record it good enough because I've got the to route and the return route all kind of come down the same way. So maybe that's why I was trying to go the other way. I don't know. But we've just been doing some forestry to try to get some income while we're waiting on these fields to grow. You can see I've got about 237,000 already. And I do have the seasons mod enabled. I don't know if this map is seasons ready or not. I don't recall ever seeing that anywhere, so I'm kind of guessing that it's not. But we'll have it up anyway in case you know, it does snow or something. And I don't know what that's going to do with our being able to plant fields and stuff. If it's season enabled, is it going to allow you to plant fields, you know, during the winter or something, or whenever you're not supposed to? I'm not sure. We'll see. If anybody knows, leave a comment. But we'll just do some forestry to start with and get some income. And now what I do want to do is when I finally get a bunch of money built up, I do want to, you know, have our usual... Come on now, let's cut. Have our usual forestry equipment, our fellow bunchers and grapple loaders and log trucks and all that. Alright, why is this not cutting? That tree must not have been placed very low. Matter of fact, I think I see it floating just a tad, so that's why it wouldn't cut. Okay. Yeah, if the trees are right at the surface or just barely above it, or even just, you know, slightly below the surface, that sometimes you still have to cut it up kind of high to get past that stump part of it. Just the way the game works. Which is why I like it whenever whoever makes the maps, that they make sure that the trees are pretty well below the surface, and whenever you cut, you can cut it at ground level. Yeah, see that tree is floating just a little bit. Oh well, no big deal. Oh, and I forgot again. God, I keep forgetting this. This keeps getting by default deactivated. I need it activated. So, I was wondering why our buffalo didn't stop when it was supposed to. Keep forgetting that needs to be set to activated. I need to figure out a way if I can figure it out how to get that to where it's by default activated. And if anybody knows that, let me know. But as you can see, we do have course play. I will be doing a bunch of course play routes and things for fields to harvest the wheat, pick up the straw, deliver bales, all that good stuff. Hopefully we'll try to get all that figured out. And I may have to go back and watch some R.D. Allen videos. If you're a fan of farming, I'm sure you know who R.D. Allen is. If you're a fan of forestry or something, or if you just want to learn more about course play, go watch R.D. Allen's channel. He's got tons of course play stuff that he does on his maps, because he plays generally by himself. He has some multiplayer servers and stuff he plays on or runs, but for the most part he does a lot of videos just by himself, so he uses course play a good bit. And he's got some pretty wild stuff with course play sometimes. He'd do one time I think I saw he had about 6 combines going at one time on some huge field that he was working on. I think it may have been possibly the Northwest Texas map, but it was a ginormous field he was trying to harvest. He had about 6 combines going at one time. Actually, let's see. I think I'm gonna go in between these two piles and get both of them without having to move, or at least some of them, without having to move too much. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to all this farming. Like I said, I haven't really done a whole lot with it. I think I was doing the Crossroads map one time. I was doing a bit of farming on it, but that's a 4X map. But that map kept messing up on me. I think it was it didn't like the map autosave mod, or something was going on with that one. And so I kind of got away from that map, but I was harvesting some wheat, picking up the straw, baling it, you know, and all that good stuff. It was kind of fun, and I thought I'd give farming a try. And of course, we still got some forestry going on, but that's good. So what's everybody's thoughts on Farming Simulator 19 so far? I mean, there's not really been a whole lot out yet. They've published one in-game picture so far, but then of course the little CGI teaser, but that wasn't anything to get too excited about, because you can do whatever you want to with CGI these days. You can make it look almost realistic. That's got a little crazy. So I'm not too excited about it yet. I was looking at something the other day, I think it was on Facebook, somebody was discussing it, and they were talking about, you know, that it's going to be probably the same as Farming Simulator 17, except they've changed a couple of things. Like they may have seasons as a most likely going to have seasons as a standard in-game option. They're probably going to include the shaders, I would imagine. Looks like they changed the sun and the sky, you know, a bit. But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of difference. I'm almost wondering if it wouldn't be beneficial just to stick with 17, because I mean, there's tons of good mods out here now, and if they're not really changing up much for 19, then, you know, why would you want to change? Another discussion about all this, I wish that sometimes they would not make it every other year. Maybe every 4 years. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. I mean, they're trying to sell copies of the game is all it is. But if all you're doing is, you know, changing up the graphics a tad, and I mean, it's not worth it to me. I mean, now if they completely redid the game engine and you've got deformable terrain and mud and all that kind of stuff, you know, I mean, yeah, it's definitely be worth it then. But I mean, if all you're doing is upgrading the graphics a bit, I mean, the graphics are fine to me on 17. You know, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what all comes of it. But there's so many great mods for 17. You can just about do whatever you want to. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff here lately. I mean, some things you can't do, but that's just a limitation of the modding and the way they do that. But all right, now come on. Why can't I pick that up? I guess I could just get that one. So I don't know. Time will tell, I guess, on Farming Simulator 19 whether it's going to be really worth it or not. And I think I'm going to be with some of the modders that have mentioned this as from their aspect. Is I'm just going to wait and see. I mean, if it's something that I feel like is going to be a drastic improvement to the game, then I'll upgrade and play it. But if not, I'm sticking with 17. because there's so many great maps and so many great mods out there. I mean, you know, why change if all they're doing is upgrading the graphics a little bit? But hopefully it'll be something different. We'll see. Now I think they are going to have, like, normally they have 2 standard maps. I think they're going to have 3 this time. Not for certain about that, but I think that's right. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Come on, get off there. Because the bad thing, well, another bad thing about having a new farming simulator game every 2 years is, I mean, okay, so Farming Simulator 17 came out in October of 2000. Is it 15 or 16? I guess it was 16. Yeah, so October of 2016. And so here it is, March of 2018, and I feel like all the modders and stuff have just now gotten some good stuff out. I mean, so it's taken almost 2 years just for the modders to put out a bunch of stuff. So I mean, that's another reason is, you know, stick with maybe every 3 or 4 years putting out a new game to give the modders time to make some really great maps and some really great vehicles and stuff for the game. I mean, so converting a Farming Simulator 15 mod to 2017, I mean, it can be done, but you know, it takes time. And so now all of a sudden we're going to have 2017 mods that we want to see in 2019. So it's just going to take even more time to get that converted. So I don't know. I'm almost of the opinion that they need to put it out every 4 years. But I understand why they want to put it out every 2, because that's just more money in their pocket and selling more games and stuff. Alright, now let's see if I can get it to go on the first try. Nope. There we go. I need to calculate up how much I'm going to have to buy a log truck and trailer, a grapple loader, and let's see, what else might we need? We can still use the buffalo, I mean the scorpion, but we'll need a grapple loader and a log truck and trailer at least. And the grapple loader I think is about 220 or 230. Let's look and see. What I normally use is FDR's grapple loader. I've got it already in here. Okay, so 325,000. So we need at least probably 500,000, I would guess. Because we have to buy a truck. It's going to be about 100,000. The trailer's about 30 or 40. And once again, I forgot to activate that. wonder if that's in the options. Let's see. No, I guess not. And I'll come back later with the wood chipper and get some of these little pieces picked up. I don't have one of those yet either. I'll just get the Brooks wood chipper and get a tractor and come around and pick those up. Yeah, the dual joysticks makes a world of difference. If you don't have dual joysticks and you want to, the best thing I can tell you is go on YouTube. I'm not YouTube. eBay. Go on eBay and find you some used joysticks. That's what I did. Now it's kind of hit or miss because sometimes, like I had one joystick. It's been working. It's been working okay, but try to get my logs resituated. There we go. Hit a tree. That's good. Yeah. It's hit or miss sometimes with the used joysticks. I mean, let's see, the one I've got using as my left joystick, I bought it used on eBay, and it's pretty good. It's you know, it doesn't work 100%. It's about 90% working correctly. Sometimes I have to recalibrate it quite often, and even that, sometimes it just doesn't want to stay calibrated or something. I don't know. Now my right one, I ended up having to buy a brand new one. I've got it's a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and the left one is I believe it's also Logitech, but it's an Attack 3. And the reason why I got the Attack 3 was because it's either left hand or right hand. Just no, you know, ambidextrous, I guess is the term for it. Anyway, you can use it left hand or right hand. And I'm trying to think if I had 2 of these at one time. I may have, and one of them may have just died on me, but I can't remember. I had an older joystick I was using. I had it for years, and unfortunately there was a little directional pad thing on the top of it, and it broke off. I tried gluing it back on, but it just didn't work. So ended up buying this brand new Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, which is a super nice joystick. But yeah, making the switch to dual joysticks will take your forestry to a whole nother level. Now it takes some time getting used to using the grapple loaders and the saws and stuff, with the dual joysticks, but once you get the hang of it, I mean, it's like just night and day using keyboard and mouse, or even a gamepad. Once you make the switch to dual joysticks, you'll never want to go back to even just a gamepad. So that's my suggestion. If you can't afford 2 brand new joysticks, go on eBay or some other used site like that or something, and try to find some used joysticks. It'll definitely change your game. And the setup's not too terribly bad. There are some functions that just, they just work. There's no setting up the joysticks, and once you plug them in and the game recognizes them, they just work. There's no major setup involved. Now once you start getting into some of the mods that require different setups and stuff, then you'll start seeing where you've got to do some work, but even then you should be able to figure it out. Nope, not the right way. There we go, I think. Yep. Alright, well, real quick, let's come over here. Let's check on our cows. Let's see if we've got anything happening over here yet on the solid manure. It may be too early. I keep checking this because I need to put some of the stuff in my tomatoes, my greenhouse. And I've got water, I think. Yeah, there's water in there, so they got water, but I don't have any anything to feed them with yet. I need to get some grass going. And see, that's what I was trying to do here. I was trying to find some places to mow and I could pick up the grass, but it doesn't look like anything can be mowed. Even this grass right over here that's a bit taller, that won't even mow. So that must be just decoration. But look at all these areas right here. It looks like there would be some grass to mow, but I guess it's just not tall enough yet. And then I guess when they made the map, they didn't make any grass that was, that was pre-made to mow. So I guess we'll just have to wait on that one. See, I think this is field 18. Yeah, this is field 18 right over here. So this is grass, but it's just not tall enough to cut yet. So I'm hoping that it'll come on up. And one thing I didn't look at yet is, let's go check out the animals. Alright, so the cows, the health is decent. Of course, we don't have much liquid manure yet. We don't have any solid manure. We don't have anything in the milk tank because they're not really producing yet. We do have water for them, but we don't have any straw or grass or silage or power food. But yeah, we'll try to get some of that going here pretty soon. But like I said, to make silage, you have to have grass. We don't have any grass yet. And to make the power food, you got to have, I believe it's grass, straw, and silage. Yeah, I I think that's right. But so we don't have that yet. We don't have any grass. I don't know why they didn't put mowable grass to start with on this map. It's just crazy. But let's see here. Let's get that guy stopped. And let's keep going a bit. I'd like to try to get to $500,000 before we start buying a bunch of forestry equipment. And then at some point too, whenever we get a bunch of logs sold and stuff, I want to start repaying that loan. I took out a loan of I think I did, was it 100,000? 110,000. So we got a $110,000 loan, and I want to start repaying that back as soon as possible because they do charge you interest per day. We just want to get that out of the way as quick as possible so all our income can go towards buying seeds and planting fields and workers and all that good stuff. And then one thing we might do before we close the video out today is we might help out a farmer with one of his fields. If you're not familiar with the game, of course you don't own all the fields in the game to start. Normally you get about anywhere from probably 1 to, sometimes depending on the map, 4 or 5 fields. But the farmers have chores for you to do, so if you want to earn some extra income to help fund, buying some equipment or, whatever, you can sometimes, or if you don't own the field, you can go do a chore for the farmer, and they range sometimes between maybe a couple grand, sometimes a little less than that, up to quite a bit of money sometimes, depending on the size of the field and what they want you to do. Like if you were to harvest something for them, I think it's generally more than if you were just putting out manure or something. But we may go check out one of those on a smaller field just right quick, just to see some farming and stuff in action. Since I don't really have anything at the moment to do. We're waiting on some wheat to grow. And waiting on the grass to grow, believe it or not. But let me get this loaded up and we'll get it on its way, and then we'll go check out our field. You can kind of see how quickly I'm going with the dual joysticks. If you want to really see it in action, go find one of my videos. Well, just about any of my other videos where I'm doing forestry, and I can guarantee I'm using dual joysticks on those grapple loaders and processors and all that. Matter of fact, I don't think I've not used dual joysticks since probably Farming Simulator 15. I got the gamepad and was using it. I got a Logitech, I think it's it's a Logitech gamepad. I'm not sure what the model number is, but that helped out a lot. But then whenever I got the dual joysticks, it was like, new ball game. It's time to go. And just another side note here, in case you're wondering, NLA Gaming is, you see in the logo, the little Louisiana thing. I'm not from New Orleans. NLA stands from North Louisiana Gaming, so I reside in the north part of the state, although I have been to New Orleans a few times. I don't get down there too often, but it's a lot of fun. If you haven't been to New Orleans, you gotta go check it out. A lot of history, a lot of culture, good food, music. Yeah, go sit down one night on Bourbon Street somewhere and listen to some jazz. Then you'll be in New Orleans. And one morning, go to Cafe Beignet, get you some beignets. Good stuff. Good stuff. Get you some crawfish. Get you some jambalaya. Some gumbo. Oh yeah. And while we're getting loaded up here, I would like to also remind you about my Patreon page and my PayPal donation. I've got, like I said, YouTube changed their policy here pretty recently where they won't let anybody that doesn't have some certain requirements to monetize their videos anymore, which is you have to have 1,000 subscribers and I think it's 4,000 watch minutes per month or something like that. I think I've got the watch time. I think I looked that up, but I just don't have the subscribers yet, so hit that subscribe button. But if you also want to help the channel with normal stuff. I had a hard drive fail on me not too long ago. Had to replace that. That was about $75. So it just costs money to bring you these videos. But if you want to help the channel a bit and donate some money, you can either subscribe up to Patreon, which is a monthly donation, or I have a PayPal account now. Well, not now account now, but I do have a PayPal link where you can help me out a bit by providing just a one-time donation if you like to. And for both of those, the Patreon and the PayPal donation, check the video description. I've got links down there for both of those. I would certainly appreciate it if you would donate a little something if you can. If not, that's okay. I'll continue to make the videos that I do, and hopefully up to the same standards. But it certainly would help to have a little bit of donation here or there. And let's activate that. And let's see, what were we gonna do? There's our plow. I could take that back up. Oh yeah, we were going to go look at one of the fields and maybe do some work on that. Let's see, where am I at here? I'm going the wrong way. Just drive along the side of the railroad. It's a pretty good sized plow. I'm glad they started you off with one kind of that big. So we're getting up pretty good money numbers now. I'm a bit surprised that we could do it that quickly. Well, I thought the plow was already raised, but I guess hit some bumps or something. Or is there a way to fold it? Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. That's better. So the fields that we own, we've already plowed and already planted, except for the field 18, which had grass on it. So I'm just going to store this plow for a while. Oh, so if anybody knows, what in the world is this thing? I haven't looked at this yet. Seedmaster 2K17. Okay, so maybe you just store seeds in there and you can distribute them out that way. Yeah, that's probably what that is. Now, of course, this over here is where you can store some grains. It's just storage, and it's got a big display board right there. It shows you what all's in there, how much. I've already emptied some of this stuff. They already had, let's see, they had some sunflower already in there. They had some wheat already in there. Seemed like one other thing, barley, I think, yeah. Yeah, barley way at the top. So, but there's not much, so I can get a whole lot, so I didn't bother finishing out selling everything. And there's some, lots of storage for other things. Got all of our equipment up here we can store. So just to make it easier, I'm just going to store this in the barn. That'll work. You can sell some hay or whatever in there. I'll tell you what, we got a pretty good amount of money right now. Let's go ahead and get us some more cows. I'll show you how that works, and that'll be probably just about time to wrap up the video for today. This is a nice truck right here. I forget where I got it. I'll try to put a description or a link in the description below. The mods used, I'll update that. But this is good for hauling animals. Wrong way. Still haven't quite got this map figured out. I'm getting there. It's going to take some time to figure out where everything's at. So the map's got a lot of stuff on it. Whoa. This truck is a bit squirrely. You know, I don't know if it's the contact with the ground is just a lot of grip or something, but it'll get loose on you pretty quick. So if you see, we just kind of went across from our farm. Take this first left. It's kind of hard to see sometimes if you're flying down through there, but just take that first left and then another left will get you right over here to the livestock marketplace. And you just back the trailer into the little spot right here. Get that in there better. There we go. So I'm going to open up this and you hit R. This gets you to your livestock. So we got pigs, sheep, and cows. And let's go with the cows. And let's go for 6 again. Alright, so we got our cows. We'll just drive them back over to the farm and unload them to the area for the cows. Came out of here last time. I just about had an accident with a vehicle, so I'm going to try to make sure that we're not this time. Can unload on this side, but I don't like unloading over here. It's just the back end. Let me just open this up again. Open up that. Tell it unload. Yep. Alright, there we go. And so now we should have 12 cows out here. So there's 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's 8. Well, there should be 12 out here. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, missing 4 cows somewhere. Maybe they busted loose. Oh well, I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Still no manure. Okay, well. Alright, let's get this trailer back over to the farm. Or to its parking spot, I should say. Alright, well I'm going to go down here by the water and watch some boats go by, but hope you enjoyed this Cove Farm map episode. We'll do a series of videos here on this map and try to get us some different, fields planted with different things. So we may do some oats or some sunflowers or something like that, and just get some different things going. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will see you next time.